NBA plays here tonight on Underdog Fantasy. Game 7 here, Boston and Miami. Huge Game 7 back in Miami. Like I've talked about in previous videos, this series has been really tough to call as far as picks and plays go on Underdog and PrizePicks because this game has been up and down, a lot of injuries to players. Just a lot of different storylines here in this series. Coming to a close here in Game 7, I expect a pretty crazy game tonight here in Miami. But nonetheless, I'm going to give 5 plays that I like here on Underdog. Let's not waste any time. I want to keep this video as concise as possible. There is a link in the description below to sign up for Underdog. I'm not a gambling expert. This is not financial advice. These are just the plays that I'm looking at making personally. But yeah, let's get into it. So the first play that I like tonight is going to be Jason Tatum, 12.5 rebounds plus assists over. You can see he's actually hit this 12.5 assists, so 13 rebounds and assists. He's hit this here, he's hit this here, and he's hit this here. He's hit this his last 3 games. 12.5, relatively, generous line here from Underdog. 12.5 rebounds plus assists. I like it a lot. I like it just more than any of his other lines. Obviously, Jason Tatum is a terrific player, so these all have the potential to hit. But I just like the 12.5 rebounds. I think it's the most generous of any of them here on Underdog. The next one is going to be Marcus Smart, and this is one I took on PrizePicks as well. It's going to be Marcus Smart, 3.5 rebounds in his over here. He's hit this in like almost every game he's played. 4, 5, 4, and 9. Dating back to the Milwaukee series, 7, 5, 4. So he's hit this his last 7 games. He's played over 3.5 rebounds. It's been a smash on almost every platform. I love the over here, Marcus Smart, 3.5 rebounds. Next one, another Celtics play that I like is just Derek White over 8.5 points. I think you have to take the over here considering the games. I mean, he's had 13, 14, 22 his last 3 games, playing 20, 30-plus minutes in this series. Was a huge factor in Game 6. Really the reason they won. Took 14 shots. I think the line being 8.5 is super generous. I think you have to take the over here, in my opinion, on the Derek White points. Next one, I got to take a Jimmy Butler line here. I was kind of torn on which one I was going to take, but fantasy score is probably the one that is easiest in my opinion to take here. I took fantasy score on PrizePicks as well, but 49.65%. The line is much higher here on Underdog than was on PrizePicks, but I really love the over here, Jimmy Butler, 49.65 fantasy score, because he does get those steals. He had 6 or 7 steals. 7, let me see. He had... In Game 6, he had 4 steals, 1 block. So 5 total stocks. Really adds to his fantasy score and it can build up pretty quickly. So I love the Jimmy Butler over here, 49.65 fantasy points. And the next one is going to be finally an under here, and it's going to be Bam Adebayo under 32 fantasy points. Not that he's been playing horribly. He had 6, 9, and 2, 1 steal in Game 6. Fantasy score-wise, he's had under... his last 2 games have been under, or 2 of his last 3 have been under. I just don't think he has enough production coming, offensively when when Robert Williams and Al Horford are both playing. It's really tough for Bam Adebayo to operate the way he wants to offensively. So those are my 5 plays that I like here on Underdog tonight. 3 Celtics and 2 Heat. Obviously, I hope this game is a very great game as an NBA fan. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, though. Huge game, huge game. Get a link in the description below to sign up for Underdog. Drop a like on this video, hit the subscribe button, and as always, have a great day.